There's very few fighters that made a debut and made a splash around the world and had everybody's attention on them that you can call great. When Sean O'Malley came into the scene and made a splash, people did not call him great. He was good. He was good. We'll give him that. Paddy Pimblett, we'll give him that. He's good, but he's not great. He is definitely not great. And that's what I see in Raul Rosas. Right when Hamzat came in, people called this guy great. He's a great grappler. Bo Nickel, great grappler. He had it all. He has the submissions. He has the power. Right? And when these guys made their debut and had a splash, most of them were not really called great. They were good, but they were not great. But Raul Rosas kind of is in between, right? Because he's good, but he's not as good, or he's not in the same level of good as Sean O'Malley or Paddy Pimblett. He's way better than them. That's what I believe in. But I don't think I could call him great. He's somewhere in the middle of good and great. Because when guys that made their debut and had a splash, right, they're not really called great. Most of them are not really called great. They're good, but they're not great. But Raul Rosas is somewhere between that line. He's good, but he's better than Sean O'Malley. He's better than Paddy Pimblett. But I don't think I can call him great. And one thing that we don't know yet about Raul Rosas is, could he take a punch? Could he take a punch? Because we know that Paddy Pimblett can take a punch. We know that Sean O'Malley can take a punch. Because you can see a guy's offense immediately in their debut. But it's very hard to see their defense. How good they are. How defensively sound they are. Yes, they're good in the offense, but are they good in the defense? And Raul Rosas, I don't think I can call him a phenom. When Bo Nickel came in, Hamzat came in, they were phenoms, but definitely not Raul Rosas. Raul Rosas is far from a phenom. I don't think I can call him a phenom. Yes, he's 18, right? Right now he's 18. I don't think I can call him a phenom. He's good in the grappling department. He has very tricky submissions that he can pull out of the bag, but I necessarily don't think that he is championship material. If you put Hamzat Chimaev or Bo Nickel, if you put Bo Nickel, who has yet to make his UFC debut, up against the champion right now, I think he has a good chance. I think he is going to be the favorite. If you put him up with Pereira right now, I think it would be the favorite. If you put Raul Rosas with Aljamain Sterling, I like Raul Rosas, right? I like the guy. People make fun of his look. I like him. I like his fighting style. I like what he represents. I think he has a heart, that will, determination, but I don't think he can beat Aljamain Sterling. I saw a tweet on Twitter where the next fight to make is Raul Rosas and Peter Yan. And I don't want to be the guy that doesn't see the joke. But at first I don't think it's a joke. But I don't want to be the guy that doesn't think that that's a joke. Because of course he's not even close to Peter Yan. Peter Yan will come in there and try to tear you apart. He'll try to break you. And I saw a reply underneath there is that the next fight to make is Ngannou and Raul Rosas, which tells me that it's all a joke. Because Raul Rosas is good, but if you put him up with the champion right now or any number 5 guy in his division, I think he would have problems. I'm not saying that he will lose or win, because that's very hard to predict. Especially he's not even ranked. I'm talking about him fighting a number 5 ranked anywhere in the number 5 ranking in the whole bantamweight division. I'm talking about him fighting anybody there in the top 5 when he's not even ranked. It's very hard to say if he will win or lose, but I do think that he will have problems. But if you were to put Bo Nickel, who has yet to make his UFC debut, who has yet to step foot in that octagon, if you put him up against Pereira, I think he would do good. I don't think he would have problems. And I do believe that these odd makers who know nothing about fighting, I think they would say that Bo Nickel is going to win. And if I were to just predict, I think Bo Nickel will win. Do you not agree with me? Do you not agree that if Bo Nickel were to step foot with Pereira right now, that he would win? And that's not really definitive, because I think some of you will say, yeah, maybe not. I do think that Pereira can win. Do I think that he can beat Bo Nickel? I really don't know. But if I were to just predict, I would say that Bo Nickel wins. I'm not sure of that. I am afraid to make a prediction for that right now, because that fight is not going to happen. But the comparison between Bo Nickel and Raul Rosas is important, because it gives you a peek on Raul Rosas' career. His future, what would his future look like? Because it's not like he's a Bo Nickel where if you put him up against the champion in his division right now, would not have problems. In fact, he's favored in that matchup. Right? And Raul Rosas, I think he's good. I think he is good. Do I think he's great? No. Do I think that he can beat the champion right now at the bantamweight division? No. Can he do it someday? Yes, not right now. But unlike Bo Nickel, Raul Rosas is not a phenom. I don't know what you want to do with that information, but what that tells you is go with the Paddy Pimblett route, where you milk him, because of course he's not like he's a phenom. Of course there's fights out there in the bantamweight division that he could lose. But if you can milk him before he can take an L, that's the best way to go. Because I don't think that he would be a Bo Nickel or a Hamza Chimaev. And I could be underestimating the guy, but he's very different from Bo Nickel and Hamza Chimaev, who are phenoms.